Yes, gadgies. How are we doing? Another little chilled one today. Well, let's say chilled. I'm chilled. Another little walk around the local course. It gets a bit lonely out here, so keep me company if you want. Yes, Fact, Emily, Tim Smith. Big up yourself. Yeah, I've always got. Yeah, as Jim would say. Big love to Zeus, by the way. Oh, he's in Ireland at the minute, living the dream. If you are listening, Jim, big love, and there's the goat's head, as Jim would say. Yeah, we're not, say, we've always got one eye in the rough. You know, you can't just walk past a lost golf ball. And even though I have got my man bag, I'm not going to fit many balls in there, but a little secret, I have brought a carrier bag with us, so the intentions are there. But this is just a stroll, basically. The course is absolutely dead. I haven't seen one person. Yes, Charlie. Do you reckon to these greens, Charlie? Course is absolutely dead. I mean, this is a dream. If you remember, I've walked up here a few times on a Wednesday, or midweek, like afternoon. Decent weather. Doesn't look like it's going to rain. It's a bit windy. Look at the views over there, peeps. Who said the world's not green enough, you know? Yeah, decent. It's a decent course, very hilly. But it's a member's dream. No, I don't think you'd have to book a tee. Or if you did, you wouldn't have to give much notice. I don't know what it's like on a weekend, but no, you've got the course to yourself, basically. There's any golfer would know. There's nothing worse than getting held up on the course, or having somebody behind you, or just punch you off. Perfect example yesterday on my good mate, who's fast becoming one of my favourites on YouTube, the real Danny G. His live from the golf course, where his devoted wife, Tony, I believe it is, or his daughter at times, usually his wife, does the camera work. I'm not too fussed about his golf. It's just his excuses when he plays a bad shot. The man lost it yesterday. Man missed a 3-foot putt, lost the plot, started blaming everyone on YouTube for his form. Funny man, him like. Pretty sure he said he's off work. He's waiting for an operation on his hand. I'm sure he said his hand. Yet he's playing golf every day. Danny, if you're listening, mate, you need to chill out. Chill out, just play. Over analysing, not good for you, man. Hope everyone enjoyed that quiz the other night. That was the first one back for a while. Bazza came through again, didn't he? Stevie Billings coming through as a contender there. Pushed Barry all the way, didn't he? I think Fact broke his record as well. 7 points out of a possible 20. have to watch loads of reruns of the chase. In fact, get that knowledge up. Tell you what, even though it's windy, which is not good for golf, like, you understand, like, I prefer to play in light rain than wind. Not worse than hitting your ball and it coming back here. That's it, Charlie, innit? Gets to us all, though. We've all done it. I've never snapped a club, though. Have you ever snapped a club, Charlie, after a shot? Or wrapped it round a tree? Intentionally. I'm too much of a skinflint to do that. You're off, Tim. Respect it. Try not to get out of breath as well, because I know you can hear it on the camera. It sounds terrible. Sounds like I'm having a bloody asthma attack. As soon as I find a little seat, I will have a little rest. Taking them views. Don't know if you can appreciate them. Or you're a tight ass like me then, Charlie. See, there was another hole in one at the weekend, Charlie. It's about 5 hole in ones in the last couple of weeks at competitions. Would have been quids in. Right up. It's a little bit rusty, isn't it? Look at the rust on that bad boy. Bloody hell. That needs sorting, that, like, does it? It's got brambles and everything growing through it. Let's see who's in the chat. Hang on. We turn this camera around. Put up with my mush. Big shout out to Lou Don if she's listening, who's at work. Working hard there. Till 5 o'clock. Soon be 5 o'clock. We've got the daughter off school as well today for these strikes. All these mad strikes are having it, not getting anywhere, are they? It doesn't look like they're getting anywhere. I tell you what they're doing as well. There's a strike today and Friday. You know, it's just for maximum, like, you know what I mean? Maximum hassle, isn't it, for parents and that who've got rely on their kids going to school and they have to find babysitters and all that, don't they? Like, why couldn't they just done it Thursday, Friday? But in the same breath, I don't know what a teacher gets now, but it's probably not enough, like, same as the doctors, isn't it? What's everyone doing anyway? What you're up to today? Fact, is there any horse racing on today, mate? Charlie, what you up to? Golfing? I'm ready to go now, like, I've hit a few balls the other day. Could probably do with a practice round, like, before I took anything serious, but ready to roll, man. There's Charlie there with his opinion. Oh, they get 6 weeks a year. Well, they'll get more than 6 weeks off, don't they? You know what I mean? Get a good pension as well, don't they? You watch probably somebody will pop in now who's a teacher and blasters. But yeah, decent holidays, isn't it? I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be. I don't know what they're after. I don't know what sort of percentage rise they're after, but I don't think it's going to get sorted anytime soon. I think I'm right at the top now. I'm right at the top of this golf course. I don't think you can get a higher point. Me moving the camera around like it's facing the other way, man. Just flicked YouTube on there about, what, 12 o'clock? There's a certain there's a certain guy out there, isn't there? He's back in the fold, our mate Ashley Douglas, causing chaos everywhere. He has been in here before. He's been on this panel before, back in the day. You know, and he was all right. He was all right. He showed a bit of respect in that, but I've been watching a couple of his last lives. And it's the same people who were, well, mostly the same people who were supporting him before, like, but so one of them, Ashley, mate. Don't know what to do with you, man. Tell you what, lass, I came up here last week. It was red hot. Honestly, totally. I couldn't handle it. Just flies attacking you. This is the top of the course, Charlie. I don't think you can get any higher. It's very hilly, like. We're in Durham in the northeast. But as for greenery, man, look at it. You can't get. Absolutely dead. Not a golfer in sight. Not a golfer in sight. What's your take on? What's your take, fact, on Ashley? I know he's got people reporting him already, hasn't he? He's going to get that though, isn't he? He's going to get it. What's all the support got to do with Ashley? We can advise, we can't control. I'm not sure what you mean by that, mate. I'm in the middle with Ashley. I'm in the middle. Don't know. I don't think it's a good idea for him to be coming back on YouTube as quick, like. Yes, Philly. How we doing, Phil? Big up yourself. Here, Phil, look at this. You've been watching. Highest point of the course there. Look at them views. Got the old man bag on. I'm struggling to see the chat. I can just about see it, yeah, without my glasses, but you know what I've had to do? So on my settings on my phone, I have the text size, you know, the size of your texting display. I have it right up. So well, there's Phil with his opinion. So I have the text as big as you can get it, yeah, 100%, which is just right for me. But when you come on StreamYard, it takes up it goes mad. You can't, half the screen's gone because you've got the text that big. So I've had to put it down a little bit. He wasn't going to stay off YouTube when he was recording. Yes, Gab B. Pick up yourself, Gab B there. Bonnie, Scotland. Whereabouts in Scotland are you, Gav? Couldn't go anywhere without one of them, would you? Freezing cold and that. Are you in the west or the east, or are you in the middle, like, Gav? You don't have to say, like. Oh. Digging the man bag, yeah? Digging it. No, I felt it, because I've got my old worky trousers on, right? And I could just about fasten the belt on them. Fasten the button on them. I don't even have to wear a belt. These bad boys are never going to fall down, yeah? And they have got a few, like, you know, like, pockets in there. Like, combat-y pockets, but, you know, I've worked out I can probably fit about 10 balls in there, so I thought the bag has to come. The man bag has to come out, like. 5. Across the river from Edinburgh. Tim, that wasn't you in that picture, was it, the other day? With them Crocs on. Did you see it? They were naughty, them. Man had blue socks on, man, with white Crocs and drain pipe jeans. There was a few people out here who I thought it could be like, though. I know Tim come to mind first, like, I thought, is that Tim Smith? You know, them Gucci man bags and that, they're full mad, them. My son bought one, you know. He's absolutely nuts, man. I think he paid about 200 odd quid for it. How he Tim, mate? The man had blue socks on. Yes, the bomber. Big up bomber, lad. What are you doing? Doing alright today, you know, mate. I'm always alright when I'm over the golf course, to be honest. Don't know, it's like a therapeutic, innit? Could be different if I was playing, like, and hacking my way around. Can't get any more peaceful, like, than where I am now. Good to see you, though, bomber, lad. %, mate, 100%, but needs must. Needs must, Phil. Where else am I going to put my Stella? You know what I mean? Does that not, like, what's the word? Does that not justify the man bag? The fact that it's got a freezing cold can of Stella in it? I would say so. You know, the average man bag that you're talking about, mate, is like, they've got a brushing in there, haven't they? Emily, that'll be good. You know what I mean? Won't be finding no brushes in here, like, I've left my brush at home. Tell you what I've got in here, though, about 5 pens for some reason. A lighter. Some backy. Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh, I've had a few emails this morning off people who bought me a coffee in the past. You'll find if you've got a little bonus in your bank account today, it'll be from anyone who's bought me a coffee. The refunds, like I said, I had trouble, loads of shit with them, you know. They don't make it easy for you, that Buy Me a Coffee app. They don't make it easy to withdraw anything you've got in there, yeah. they're quite happy for me to set it all up. For a start, whatever's in there, you can't take it out for a month, and we're not talking big bucks. So anyway, when I try to withdraw it, you have to link it with your bank and shit like that, and then they start asking you all these mad questions like, where do you advertise you buy me a coffee? Why should people buy you a coffee? Bullshit questions, man. Bullshit questions, I'm telling you. And anyway, the last thing I got off them was, if you haven't sorted this out within a week, then it will be refunded. So whether they've took their, I bet they've took, well, they will have. I bet they've took their cash out of it, their percentage. Mr. Arkash in the house. Pick up the Arkash. I think Arkash is not too far away from where we are today. Yeah, so I've been in contact with a few people have contacted me this morning saying, why have I got my money back? And I've just told them that basically the app is a load of shit. I know there's loads of people who've got the app, yeah, and nobody else has mentioned any problems with it. Like Flavors has got one, and I said to Flavors, have you withdrew any money out of it? And he said, yeah. I said, how did you do it? He said, I didn't do it. Someone did it for him. One of his mods did it for him. Don't matter anyway, guys. Don't matter. Appreciate those who did though, and like I say, be able to go and buy yourself a coffee now. And I'll just live on bread and water for the week till I get me sick pay. As long as I've got enough to buy a can of Stella, it's all good, isn't it? You know what I mean? You're off, Charles. In a bit, Tequila. I think Shirley enjoys the quizzes. Like, gee, not sure how many points she got, like, though. All you can hear sat up here, you can see for miles and miles and miles. You can hear what sounds like a tornado, a fighter jet or something. We are in County Durham, mate. County Durham on we're on a very hilly golf course. Very hilly. Blowing a gale today. Like, this wind's been about for a while, hasn't it? What's going on with the wind, man? Yep. Cheers, Charlie, lad. Enjoy your day, mate, wherever you're up to. You know what? There's a bee that's harassing me. I think it's me Stella. So we'll go on a little mooch. I'm going to turn this camera around a little bit because there's better things to see than me, believe me. So look at this. This is a nice little green here, It takes years and years, to get a green like this, to get a green in this condition, like. hope no one's playing this hole. They'll be looking down thinking, who's he? With a man bag on and his can of Stella. So you look at this green egg, and I don't know if you can appreciate that. It's got this massive slope down there. It's sort of it's like a kidney shape. And obviously they change the position, don't they? They change the flag position every few days on these courses, like, which spices up a little bit. Lee Trevino, Sean. I wish you did, mate. She did. Just a bit too old, like, for me. I think he's still going, you know. I noticed the other day they had the seniors open because, you know, these golfers, right, as if on the normal tour they're getting like a couple of £1 million for winning. Some are getting that for just turning up. So when they realise they can't play with the big boys anymore, there's then a seniors tour. And I looked at the leaderboard the other day. I could not believe it, man. Bernard Langer, VJ Singh, Greg Norman, Monty. And they're all still having a decent knock. You know what I mean? They just don't know when to hang it up, do they? But I think, I don't know if Jack Nicholson's still alive. Yeah, Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicklaus. Who's the other one? I think they all still play the Open, you know. They're all still half decent golfers, man. It's happening anyway, Sean. You had your spuds today, fella. What type of spuds have we had today? You know what I never see? You know what type of spuds I never see, Sean? Dauphinoise. Don't you do the Dauphinoise? I can't remember exactly what it is that you do with them. I know they're sliced into like what we would call like fritters. I think they're a creamy sauce, aren't they? Sean should write a book, 101 Ways to Eat a Spud. Yeah, one of my mates, you know, we used to play golf with. I haven't seen him for a long time. He was my boss at work years and years ago. He wasn't the best golfer in the world, but he was really consistent, yeah. Didn't hit the ball very far, but he's won loads of competitions at the golf club. Anyway, before I met him, we're going back about 30 years here, so it'll be even longer for him. Before I met him, he entered a competition like in one of the golfing magazines. He got through with the regional final, and he got through with the UK final. Anyway, he won it. His competition, his prize, was to play in a Pro-Am in Australia with Greg Norman. Imagine that. Got loads of photos in his house and that, him and Greg Norman. Oh yeah, all alright, like Sean. I noticed a few people popped in flavours last night and they hadn't realised that he was actually doing that live from his hospital bed because his operation to get his tonsils out had been brought forward. Yeah, Sevi was the boy, like, buddy. R.I.P. Sevi. Gone too soon. Sevi, man. Panache. Decent word, that, like, isn't it? Panache. It's not a word, it's not a word that gets used a lot on YouTube, is it? Panache. Yeah, sure, I hope that went alright today, mate. Flavours has had his operation. tonsils are out. He was in good form last night, like, to be honest, from his hospital bed. That's showing commitment in it to your subs. Either that or pure boredom. Yeah, I was in hospital quite a few years ago. I'll tell you what it was for. I'm going to share it with you. So, I didn't know what it was at first, but right at the bottom of your back, right in the pit of your back. I don't like that word, pit. Right in the pit of your back, you know the bit I mean, fellas, you'll know what I mean. You've got like a little hole, haven't you, where, you know, the top of your crack of your ass, yeah? Well, it sounds a bit crude, like, but anyway, I didn't know it at the time, but I was getting a bit of pain there, and it went from one day from being a little bit of pain for the next day to not being able to sit down, and I'm talking agony. I couldn't hardly walk. It started swelling up. I went to the doctors. I said, right, I had to go to hospital. I need to get it cut out. Anyway, cut a long story short, the medical term for it is pylenoid sinus. Sorry about this, Peggy and Stevie. Coming at the right time. We're talking gadgy stuff here. I think women can get them as well, but what it is, it's, you know, if you drive a lot and you sat right on that bit of your back, right at the bottom of your back, and you're driving a lot, and there's a lot of friction, and maybe, obviously, if you sweat, it all ends up in that little pit in the back, in the bottom of your back. What had happened? Or an ingrowing hair, that could be it as well, ingrowing hair. Oh my God, is it painful, mate? So yeah, I had to get it cut out. Pylenoid sinus. Look it up. Yeah, this was like wasn't a disc problem or anything, Sean. It was like I don't know, sort of like an infection type of thing. Sounds horrible, doesn't it? Especially when you're trying to drink a can of Stella. Some nice little steps here, nice little you know, you can get loads of nice little touches on golf courses that just make all the difference. Like a little bin there. There's the fourth tee there. Looks like a, what is it? Looks like a par 3, I would say. Probably about 6 iron that. Probably about a wedge for Danny G. The real Danny G, that is. Not the fake. Did actually spot a golfer there as well. He is actually somebody on the course. Somebody right behind me. Oops. I've been chased off a few courses, yo. You know, with me stick. Not causing anyone any hassle or anything, but there was this one day. This guy. I'm about 200 yards from the tee, right? I'm nowhere near him. Obviously, he can see me. He tees his ball up. He sees me. He starts waving. I'm like, what's he want? Anyway, obviously, I wasn't going to move. But he then puts his club down and starts walking towards me. I thought, he's never going to walk 200 yards to me. But he did. There's a nice little approach shot there by that gadge. Yeah, he walked all the way over me and started giving me a lecture on what bad etiquette it was to be on the golf course. Oh, come on, mate. More to worry about in life, surely. Three people I have seen on the course now have all been playing on their own. let me tell you, it's not much fun playing on your own, especially when you get a good shot and you start clapping yourself. I can guarantee you'll have the best round of your life played on your own when there's nobody there. But to be fair, most golfers, you know, if you rock up at a golf course on your own, say there's a 2-ball on the tee, and you're stood waiting, 9 times out of 10, you'll get an invite. They'll say, oh, do you want to join us? And that's what it should be like, really. 9th tee. Let's have a look at this one. So I've never actually played this course. Never played it. But I did look at how much it cost to be a member. This is the 9th. This is par 5. Stroke index 10. There's your tee shot. Driver. Straight down the middle. Not sure who there is. What's that, Timbo Thruster Afterburn? Big up yourself, mate. Won't be well, fella. That's if you are a fella. Good name though, I like it. Bit of a mouthful, like. What's happening today, Stevie? What you up to? Popped in Jude's early on. I don't know. It was on another rant the other day when I went in. I don't know who, I think Expo or PP had upset him. He was on a rant there. He was asking, demanding a few apologies. I think he did get an apology of Expo for whatever they've done. Hope he's all right though. Should just walk up here with my clubs next time, you know, and just like jump on the 3rd hole or something. As I looked and it was, I think it was £25 around where I am now. Which, I don't know, I think that's a little bit steep. Probably, if you play with a member, it's probably half that. Yeah, so I can't work the layout. Of this course out because, you know, you'd have to see it from the air, really. But what you look for in a good golf course is that there's not far to walk between each tee, you know, when you come off the green. Shouldn't really have that far to walk. Somebody's building a house up here. Look at these houses here, yeah? So these are right on the golf course. Tucked away, like. There's one. Somebody home. Decent, you're not going to get any hassle there, are you? Hill house. Probably got strengthened windows in there, I would think. But there's one up here. So I noticed last time I was walking up here. Might not be this next one, but looks like it's getting built. One of them, you know, them eco-friendly houses. Looks like one of them. Yeah, this is the one here. Let's have a close look when I get round here. As you can see, lots of windows, lots of solar panels. Doesn't look like it's finished yet. Just think about that, Phil. Is Phil Graham still in? See all the windows. Definitely not finished yet. Loads of dumpy bags there. See all the reinforcement. Two big massive trees like right in the middle of where he's building. I mean, won't them roots cause a problem like that? No, tree roots can cause a big problem, but there's his drive. Nice. Decent. He's probably built that from out. Bought the little plot. Going into uncharted territory. I haven't been this way. I've been past here before, but sure it's like the second half of the course, the 11th. See what we've got. Oh yeah, it's nice hole. Nice hole. Hole 11, par 3. With that. 189 yards there. Beautiful. Got a big, tall carry. You're going into a valley there, so better go big. Better to go long than short. Nice hole though, nice hole. Guarantee if I come here on a night with my magic torch, I'd need a duffel bag. Let's have a look. See if we can find any balls live. So, just by looking at this hole, I can tell that your average golfer, if he hits a duff shot, which a lot of them do, this is where they're going. And they'll probably just give it up and hit another one off the tee. That's where they're coming. Anyone just joining us, we are not foraging, which seems to be quite a fast growing hobby like for some. Foraging. I'll tell you what, I know I go foraging for golf balls, right, but foraging for food, come on guys. How do you know what's edible and what isn't? I mean, man be poisoning themselves in there. I'm all for saving the world and whatever, but don't be killing yourself at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's like with the mushrooms. It's like these magic mushrooms. Who the hell knows which ones are eating, which ones aren't? Because you leave anything lying about for long enough, and mushrooms start growing on it, don't they? That doesn't mean you go and pick them and make a cup of tea out of them and trip off your head for the next 2 days. Oh, this happened to me the other day, right? Serious flies. I was getting attacked. It's happening again. Can't be doing with that. Them flies are like fucking ninjas, aren't they? Honestly, ninja movements. It's only the second ball I found today, that. Second ball. Needing about that kind of bag full. Wild garlic, what the fuck? I actually don't. I'm from Middlesbrough, mate. You don't eat things that grow in Middlesbrough, but there's another ball there, like. You don't eat things that grow in Middlesbrough, lad. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to grow a third ear or one of your legs fall off or something like that, you know. I just know there's hundreds of balls in there, you know. I need my nightlight. And a mosquito net around my head. Do my boxing. Under manipulated surroundings, shall we say. I'll tell you what, the flies don't give a toss. I'm going to have a sit down and roll a cigarette, I think. Need a breather. Oh. There's no need for these flies, like, fuck's sake. Get away. I'm going to have a fag out, but you know what? I did get some duty frees here off my mother. Because, let's face it, nobody can afford cigarettes these days, yeah? Especially when you're not working, you know, you're on the sick or whatever. But I had the luxury of quite a few hundred cigarettes, which I've just finished the last one of today. So I'm back to rolling my own, mate, which ain't good, especially when you're on the golf course. Flies all over you. Bastards. Bastards. Man. Where's Mr. Miyagi when you need him? Bear with us 5 minutes, guys. you can cope with that for 2 minutes. Yeah, I already had a can, Ash. Finished it off already, mate. Yes, Slim. Just having a little city down, ciggy break, Slim. Getting attacked. Attacked by killer flies, honestly. I think that one there had rigger boots on. Get off. I knew I shouldn't have put that dupe on before I come out. Phil Graham who put me onto the dupe. I said, Phil, what's the scent of it? What's the scent of the moment? Or what's the fruit in that? He said, look, Mum. So I'll tell you this now, he said, and it never fails, dupe. Right. So on Phil says so, everyone. Tell about it. Tell you what, the seagulls in Redcar. Last time I went to Redcar, right? The seagulls carried their own cutlery. Honestly, one's got the cutlery. The one behind it had the condiments like the salt and pepper. Serious. What's happening, Slim? What are we up to? To say I haven't rolled a ciggy for a couple of weeks, like that wasn't too bad in the wind. That not like me joints. My joints look like fucking knickknacks. Oh, watch! I bet I haven't brought a lighter. You watch. Oh, we've all been there, haven't we? Ciggy and no lighter. Schoolboy era, that one. When I go back to the car park, I might see if I can sell a few golf balls out. We're all ready to go. Come on, boy, I had a lighter in here earlier. Seriously. I'll tell you what, I might have to find 2 stones here and crack them together. Fuck's sake. Do some Bear Grylls shit here, like. To them clouds are looking a bit ominous, aren't they? Decent, like, look at the decent cloud structure there, like. The Northern King would be able to tell us what type of clouds there were. Probably get a nice sunset over here, like, King, if you listen, mate. Get your tripod up and your super zoom lens. You know, you might get on the local news. Cumulus. What's the other one? I remember a few of them. Nimbus Stratus. That's the one, Slim. Nimbus. Nimbus Cumulus. Ain't it mad though when you're on an aeroplane, yeah? When you're on an aeroplane and you take off and it's cloudy and you get above the clouds and it's just perfect, isn't it? It's only them clouds making everything shit. I don't trust our weather forecaster anyway, because last week, fuck me, couldn't have been any more wrong. Like, good job we hadn't planned anything or gone out in our speedos. Bring back my goldfish. Always think of it. I remember walking past here last week. And this guy, there was a guy on the tee there, that third, the 11th there, 200 yards. He was playing on his own. Put it to about 3 foot. We all love a good Nimbus, like, don't we? Good cumulus. And all you can hear is the tweeting. Strange thing about this course is right by the first tee, and you're talking about 50 foot away from the first tee, you've got one of them wind turbines. I'll show you it on the way back. Honest, have you ever been right up to one of them? They are fucking loud, mate. Scary. Scary things. Deciding which way to walk now. Like, this is the 12th, which is a par 4. I'm right by the tee now. I don't know what you can see on the camera there. Pretty straightforward hole. Like, you have to hit your driver straight, or you're going out of bounds on the left. On the right, you've got quite a bit of room for error there. Like, I'll be not going to drive it down there. You know what? I think there might be a little dabble of rain in them clouds, you know, and them nimuluses, or whatever they're called, nimbo stratus. The man bag is now 3 golf balls heavier. I think we can manage it. Get going. So looking for golf if I was looking for golf balls off this tee, like I said, it's about, there's the tee there, about 30 yards behind us. Anyone who's really crap has got a bad hook. It's what you're looking for down here in the left. Like I say, man, it's hard work through the day. You know, I did mention, and I have had a pair back in the day. I've totally forgot about them. I can't find them. Get these blue glasses that work like the torch does on a night. They work through the day. Might have to get me a pair of them, like. Might be worth a little look in there as well, you know. Anyone with a bad hook, I mean, you're not going to be asked to go over there and get your ball out. It's only people like me who are daft enough. Golfers use only. Worth a look. Bucket. Hey Steve, you were lucky on the quiz last night, brother. You know, Barry was squeaky bum time for Barry, like. He nearly toppled the champ. Took him right to the, was it? I think you took him to the penultimate question. Sterling effort. Don't know if anyone else seen it. Slim, did you see it? It was a fucking nail biter, mate. Proper nail biter. Hey, see that bad boy? Can you see that? You know, when you were a kid playing golf, all you wanted was to find the luminous balls, didn't you? Well, I did. The luminous balls were the ones like. You know, I've got some beauties at home, yeah, what I've found on courses. Because some of them are worth a fortune, man. I'm not even kidding. I'm sort of relying on my wellies here. I'm relying on the thickness of the sole on my wellies, you know. And you stand on a ball. Through the day, you got more chances standing on one than seeing one. Kira in the house, is she? I want Attila. Big up Attila the Hun. That is right, isn't it? Attila the Hun. What were they? Or what? Who was that? I've heard of them. That's about it. Were they not like a bit like a Genghis Khan, like they call him a dictator, ruthless dictator? Oh, Kira, I think it was you who were responsible for one of the quotes of the day yesterday, like in a chat. I had a little chuckle at myself. Let me see if I remember it exactly. So the chat was on about regrets, regretting things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kira put, "I have been the subject of many a regret. Not my problem." So I had a little chuckle at that one, like. I had a little chuckle. It's usually Sean Wayne who comes out with the comment of the day, like. Guarantees more than one ball in there, like. That's what we like to TV, a bit of wit. Plenty of wit about. You work as well. Jesus Christ. That new avatar there as well. Still rocking a new avatar there. On the 13th tee. Massive par 5, 13th tee. Got to be a driver off there. Into the wind. There'll be balls down there, but cannot be chewed with that. It's weird though, isn't it? Because, you know, golf, a lot of golfers, a lot of older people play golf, yeah. 50, 60, 70-year-olds play golf. Now, as a 70-year-old, yeah, if you're walking down the road with them and you got a ball, and you kicked it down the road and said, go and get that for the granddad, tell you to piss off, wouldn't he? But put him on a tee and watch him hit his own ball 200 yards down the fairway. He's got no problem going to get it, has he? Strange game. Strange or little ball and a stick. All the great games were invented by British, the English one, or British. Golf, cricket, rugby. Just we invent them all and then we crap at them all. I know the Ashes is on at the minute. I haven't watched a single ball. Couldn't even tell you. I think they're coming up with the third test. If I had to guess, I'd say we were 2-0 down. Might have a few freaky years, you know, where we have a 1 in a million team, you know, that wins everything. Especially at likes of rugby and that. Or we get a load of good players that come along like the Man United side. Beckham and Giggs and you know, they come round every, like Haley's Comet, aren't they? Hurling. I've heard of hurling. I'll have to have a look at that. Is that the one where it looks like it's Irish, isn't it? And they're all fucking mad, aren't they? It's like the hockey, but you can pick the ball up or whatever. We're getting a bit of joy here, like there's a few people with bad hooks. Yeah, it's like hockey, but you can pick the ball up, yeah. I think you can pick it up anyway, I don't know. Is it just me, or did anybody else go to bed the other night singing fucking Eggs and Gammon? Eggs and Gammon, poor Rhiannon, Ken's bad wind. Probably just me. That haunting ballad, Eggs and Gammon, by John Shuttleworth. There'll be a lot more to come from John as well. John and his Yamaha. I can guarantee that probably everyone in the chat, the 6, has probably still got a Yamaha organ at home, gathering dust. I know we have. Usually buy them, don't you? Use them on Christmas Day. Learn how to play Foraging, and then back in the cupboard. Yeah, still going though, yeah. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of having to go all the instruments. Like, I remember getting a guitar, convinced myself that I would learn how to play the guitar. Fuck me. You've got to have some patience for that. Like, it's got to be in the blood, put it that way. Remember my son went to some guitar lessons. No word of a lie. He'd only had 2 lessons. And he was playing the James Bond theme. I was fucking amazed. Still never got any further than that. Like, he's like myself, he got bored. Oh man, we're climbing over that. Remember going to where was it? It wasn't Portugal. I've been golfing in Portugal, but I think it was where's Marbella? Near Torremolinos for Wengarola. There's a golf resort over there. I remember going quite a few years ago. It was in February. I remember getting there. It was about 80 degrees. I'm not sure what part of Spain that is, you know, Costa del Sol or Costa Brava or whatever, but it's well known for its golf all year round. And obviously when you're with the lads and that, you're all straight out on the piss when you get there, yeah. But we had all the golf already booked. Golf every day for like a week. But you know, it's like you get out on the lash, staggering in at whatever time. And all the alarms are going at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Come on, golf. So because it's golf and it's red hot, force yourself out of bed. Anyway, we get to this course, couple of energy drinks later. We're just getting our scorecards and stuff. And the fella on the first tee says, "Oh, where's your buggy?" Says, "Oh, no, we're not getting a buggy. I'm not getting a buggy." He was like, "Oh, fair dues." Anyway, by the 9th hole, right, absolutely sweating our tits off and everything. There was this little shack. It was like a little shack where they sold drinks and stuff. So we rocks up there. Says to the woman, "Oh, just a couple of energy drinks or whatever. And it was a Cockney woman. She said, "All right, where are you from, lad?" I said, "Oh, Durham." She went, "Where's your buggies?" I said, "We haven't got a buggy." She said, "Fucking hell." She worked there for 5 years, right? And we were the first people to not have a buggy in 5 years on that golf course, because it's known for like how town is, you know. Yeah, so sold it on though. Sunstroke a lot. Yeah, the Algarve's great, man, for golf. Okay, now you really wouldn't believe. I bet there is a statistic that wherever you are, especially in Britain, wherever you are in the UK, I bet there's a golf course within a few miles, and I bet there's 2 or 3 within 5 miles. When I think about it, you know, there's 3 within a couple of miles of where I used to live in Middlesbrough. They take up acres and acres and acres, don't they? All green, prime green. A lot of it's prime land as well. You know what the house builders would love to get their hands on it, wouldn't they? Tell you what, I'm getting deep in the. It's like the fucking Borneo jungle where I am now. Like these balls I'm finding here, these are from golfers who really need to give up, like, or take darts up or something. You know, a few years ago, when I had me boxer dog Bella, yeah, she used to come out with us all the time. Like we were out every day. We would get into some pickles, I swear. How I didn't break my leg or my arm or anything, I'll never know. The amount of becks I've fell in and hills that I've slid down, not knowing what's at not knowing what's at the bottom, all for the sake of a fucking golf ball. Kid you not. Not to mention the mosquito bites and whatever. See, man, I think David Attenborough would turn his nose up at this place round here. Okay, now. I think I've just seen a dodo. Thought they were fucking extinct. Duck-billed platypus over there as well. There's the green there. And he's the rough. You can see there's been some disgruntled golfers in here. Well, there's a perfect example, guys, right? I know I'm being a bit I'm being a bit geekish here, but there's a Titleist Pro V1. Absolutely gives that little rub over. That's £1 all day, that. So you like finding £1? That's the top end, by the way. If they're all that I found, I'd be out a lot more. There's another one there. Got to make sure that there's no one behind you. Fuck it out. You know, you think you've hit the best shot in the world, and there's me right up there taking your fucking ball. Tell you what, it's treacherous enough in the daylight. Never mind on a fucking night. So there's the green there. There's the pin, yeah. So you only have to wait. You only have to overhit. If you're coming in from 200 yards, you only have to overhit 10 yards, and you are in this shit. You can see by how it's been hacked to death that plenty of people have done that, but you can't see a thing in the light. But on a night, guarantee you that'll be lit up. John Tracy, how you doing? Well, it was just going to be a walk, John, but anyone who knows me knows don't go anywhere without me goat skull golf ball retriever. Being pimped up by myself there. Be reinforced with gaffer tape and a couple of Jubilee clips. I've had loads of these in my time, but this one has been the best one yet. But we are a golf ball hunting channel. We do night hunts as well, John, which are a lot more entertaining with my magic torch. I hope there's no one playing here because we are cutting right across what I think is the 15th fairway. Can you appreciate them views? I don't know what you can see. My camera's not the best. I've been on courses before, especially when I've been with the dog. And my dog was well behaved. She's not wanting to go running after balls or whatever. But just the mere sight of me with the dog walking down the side of a fairway, used to piss the golfers right off. And I used to think, come on, mate, I play golf yourself. It's not fucking St Andrews, mate. I'm not going to take all my clothes off and fucking streak while you're taking your tee shot. Chill your beans. So I feel like a lollipop man. No, because you have to remember to keep your phone up. So at least you've got something to look at. You feel like a fucking lollipop man. Tell you what, I hope that bench is up here. Might need a defibrillator soon. Swear to God. I think we're back at the first hole now. Running. How long have we been going? 1 hour 22. God. Should have brought 2 cans of salad out. Fucking hell. Look, mate, there's actually 2 people playing the first. Can't believe it. Have to get out of the way. Just seeing the ball there, but better make sure that it's not these guys. Where are they? Nothing worse, you know. As a golfer, it doesn't matter how good you are. Well, I suppose it does. When you're an average golfer, though, and you're on that first tee, believe me, you've got about 10. You've got about 10 people watching you. Yeah. You're like, please, just first of all, just let me hit the ball. Like, hitting the ball is number one. But secondly, please just a little bit down the fairway. The thing is with golfers, though, they're very, what do you call it, understanding, you know. So if you hit a crap shot, you'll probably hear something like, oh, unlucky lad. Oh, it opens up down there. You know, things like that. And then when you pick your tee up and walked off, that changes to fucking hell. We're not behind him all day, are we? Fuck's sake. First hole is actually downwind today, so you get a little bit of help. Just having to keep quiet for a little while, guys, while these guys tee off. Looks like he's got a low iron in his hand. It's not a bad little dig, that. Straight down the middle. Ooh, great bounce. It's nearly on the green. Jesus. Love that one. Don't want that one back. Yes, Jim Smith, how are you doing? John, it's one of them games, isn't it, mate? It's all about etiquette. Huh? You break the you break the golf ball in etiquette. You stand on someone's line. Fuck me. So that guy's just, it's downwind, yeah? You're playing uphill for the first 100 yards. Then you're down into a little dip of the green, but it's about 350 yards, and you had 9 in hand there. This fella's hit another one. This one's shorter. On the marker post there. We got a little chip into the green. And these guys are lazy, they've got buggies. As much fun as a buggy is, you know, golf course will probably charge you, probably be 15 quid the average if you want a buggy. No, I think it sort of takes it away. It's half the fun, you know. Helpful though if you're in your 80s and you know you're still like around, but you can't walk, of course. I've had some funny looks over the years, me, like. Louise will tell you she's been there. But it will get busy this time of year. The golf course. We've got the Open coming up in a couple of weeks. Let's turn this camera around. Yeah, you got the Open coming up in a few weeks. I think it's a place called Hoylake, if I'm not wrong. And that is in the city of Liverpool, if I'm not wrong as well, although I could be. But I'm pretty sure I'm not. Yeah, rocked up at this golf course a couple of years ago, yeah, with a boot full of golf balls, you know, so lot of courses, you know, you don't rock up in the car park, put a big sign up saying golf balls for sale, right? You just talk to the golfers, you know, when they're getting changed and that at the boot. Just go over and have a bit of banter with them and say, look, need any balls, or what ball do you? I used to always say, what balls do you play with, mate? And he'll say, oh, I've got a few of them in the car. You get them over at the car, that's it, job done. Because a golfer is not going to turn down the bargain, you know. Boot full of balls to a golfer, good balls, at a cheap rate. It's like putting a kid in a candy shop. So you get them over at the car and job done, like. But like I say, I've been at a few courses where, let's say, they don't take candy to somebody undercutting them, and I've been chased off a few. Been chased out of a few car parks. You can't do that, here. Where does it say that? Where does it say no selling of golf balls in the car park, mate? Believe me, if I was a little bit cheekier than I am, yeah, or in a cheeky mood, it's not no chance. Say if I was with someone like Torbs, if I was with the Torbinator, big up Jimmy. If I was with the Torbinator, yeah, he'd probably just go in the club. He'd probably just go in the club shop, rock up in the club shop. Right, fellas, who wants some Titleist Pro V's, half price of what you get in that shop next door. He's fucking ripping you off. I swear down. All day long. All day long, well aye. Tell you what, when I sell some of these balls, I'm going to get myself a decent bloody phone holder for the car. This one I've got is absolutely... It's not fit for purpose. I don't even think it's meant to be for your car, like, to be honest. There's not that many people about, like. Why is this? Going to have to make some adjustments to this. With a bit of super glue will sort it out, I think. I need a sand iron, actually. I might go and have a look in the clubhouse there. I might go and have a look in the pro shop. I need a sand iron. I had a set of clubs, you know. First ever proper set that I bought. Ping eye, blue dot ping eyes. Really, absolutely love them clubs. Coming hard times. I hit some hard times, you know, a couple of years ago, and you know, I'd rather have sold my soul in them golf clubs, but needs must. They had to sell them. Yeah, somebody got a bargain there, like. I had to send them down south as well. Sold them on eBay. Have you ever tried packaging a full set of golf clubs to go to 250 miles down the country? Fuck me. Especially when you don't really want to part with them as well. But oh, it was a sad day. Yeah, but the other set that I bought didn't have a sand iron with them, so I do need one. Yeah, the gaffer tape. I've got to get the gaffer tape out like Akash. $80-year-old fucking hell, Steve. Are they made of wood? Honestly, you have a look online, right? some of the vintage, some of the most valuable sporting memorabilia, right? You know, old stuff is to do with golf. If you've got, like, I'm sure there's something before on the Antiques Roadshow. Some bloke brought some golf balls in that were like wooden golf balls, mate. I'm not even joking. And there was something it was ridiculous how much they were worth. Ridiculous. 80 clubs. Not 8-year-olds, fuck me. Do you reckon? Oh, sorry about that, Stevie. Yeah. 80 clubs, fucking hell, mate. What was it? A fucking golf club crematorium or something, man. Fucking hell. I reckon the Vikings and that used to play golf with bones, do you reckon? Just after the, like, what's it called? What the Vikings used to do as a punishment, they'd, like, slit your back open and that, wouldn't they? Like, something gruesome. I reckon they got a couple of leg bones, were they? Femur or a couple of shin bones. They were quite ingenious, them Vikings, man. I bet they were playing golf, man, back in the day. Really, Stevie, fuck me. It's good way keeping fit, though, isn't it, for the older ones? You know what I mean? Keeps you subtle and that, doesn't it? Well, there's got to be something in it, hasn't there? I think one of my quiz questions from back in the day was how many dimples are on an average golf ball. I hate that when people draw on them, you know, put the name on them and that. Just makes it harder for me to get them off. Probably cost me 50p somebody drawing on that. Spread eagle, Jimmy, that's the one, thank you. Slim, they probably did invent footy, didn't they, with them, with the skulls and that. Proper brutal. You know what's weird? So, what's weird is when, you know, big brand sporting companies, the likes of Nike, yeah, you've got your Nike. So Nike are well known for the trainers, and they're probably best known for the footwear, but they are good with they're one of the exceptions. They make good clothes. The trainers are up there with the best of them. But when it comes to golf, you know, when you get a company like Nike to try to go into the golf market, it doesn't quite work, you know. But one of the best examples is your like your Dunlop and your Slazenger. Now Dunlop and Slazenger, especially with Wimbledon, underway at the minute. Now Dunlop and Slazenger are well known for the tennis, quite big in the tennis market. Yeah, probably do make some of the best tennis rackets along with Head. You know, it's not very often you'll see an Adidas tennis racket because they leave that to the experts. But then you got Dunlop trying to break into the golf market. It's just never happened. Like, not with the Dunlop golf balls, you know. You hit them a few times. I've seen them like cracking half after hitting them once. Slazenger. I think there's one of the two golfers. He's half decent as well. He was sponsored by Slazenger. They must be paying him millions and millions, right, to like have Slazenger on his golf bag, or to play with a promoter Slazenger golf club. Like, he must be thinking, "Fuck me, I'm never going to win anything with these clubs, but I'm getting paid millions of pounds off Slazenger to pretend that I like them for a few years." Slazenger just need to stick to wife beaters and dodgy V-neck jumpers and that. Wristbands. Has anyone been watching Wimbledon? Does anybody like the tennis? There's this new kid on the block in there, Alcaraz. Alcaraz, Spanish kid, 20-year-old. He's already, I don't know if he's already won a Grand Slam, but I watched him yesterday. He's #1 seed. So it'll probably be him against Djokovic if they're in that part of the round where they don't meet each other before. It's like the end of an era, isn't it? Because Djokovic can't have long left in him. Seriously. Federer's hung his boots up, hasn't he? Yeah, tennis balls there. I mean, they only use the world's best, aren't they, to making tennis balls. No argument. But it's like Titleist or TaylorMade trying to make tennis gear. You know, good at the golf, but yeah, this new kid Alcaraz. It's a new age for the tennis players. Djokovic is the last of them, I think. I think Nadal's about finished as well. Federer. Got some new kids coming through, man. Here she is. He's luthered on, Mrs. Maouda. Just been out for a little walk there, walking, talking, getting attacked by loads of flies and that. Paddle tennis, don't think I have, Jimmy. Sounds fun though. Wait for the punchline, Jim. Adidas and Puma are like little and oldie two brothers. So Aldi and Lidl, are they against each other? They're rivals. They must be, mustn't it? Every time an Aldi pops up, there'll be a Lidl like 100 yards away. That was work going now. Not long ago now. What we on 10 to 4. Get up there. You're not missing out on much like this weather. Slim and Stevie have been telling us about the clouds, the Nimbus. We've got some Nimbus clouds and some cumulus clouds. Just big white fluffy clouds, I think I call them like. Well, I hadn't even heard of this Alcaraz bloke, John, till yesterday. I remember asking on a live a couple of weeks ago, I was asking Daryl Adams who's going to win Wimbledon, and he said Djokovic, and I asked him who's coming through, like, and he didn't mention that Alcaraz lad. There's a few decent English lads in there. Well, you know, the sort of fakey English. They've got names like, I mean, let's face it, Andy Murray, he's not English, is he? He's Scottish. He's not British, he's Scottish. So he's like a fakey. You know, we all went crazy when he won it, didn't we? Claiming to be the first Englishman. to win Wimbledon, and we all jumped on the bandwagon, didn't we? But he's not really, is he? Bit fakey, a bit like that Greg Rosetsky. He was Canadian, wasn't he? Oh yeah, what time we over there, like? Time we over in the land of Thai. Yep, see you in a bit. See you in a bit, babe. What a Thailand ahead of us then, or behind, or what? Yeah, like ultimate. They're in all sports, aren't they, mate? We grab onto them, don't we? Because we're not very good. Because the true Brits aren't very good. We'll grab onto them fakey ones all day long. 10 to 10. 10 to 10 over here though, Jim, at this time of the year, mate. It's still light. It is. The nights are drawn in. Believe it or not. Said the other week we've got, was it? We've already gone past the longest day, haven't we? Middle of June, I think that was. You can actually tell the night's drawn in as well, man. They're a funny old lot golfers, you know. Remember when I first started playing? You know, a lot of my mates weren't really into it, and so they couldn't be like relied on, you know, for a game. So I got in with the older crowd there at the golf club. This is when I was about 18. I got started playing with what I call the oldies. Yeah, they were probably about my age now, about 50, but could rely on them. They were there every Tuesday morning without fail, Thursday morning, and Sunday morning for the competitions without fail. So you knew if you turned up, you were going to get a good game. And they liked to laugh, but they took the golf seriously. You know what I mean? But honest, some of them, Grumpy doesn't come into it, like, especially if they're having a bad game as well. Fucking hell. They always used to like a little wager, you know. It's like be like 50 pence who wins the front nine, 50 pence who wins the back nine, 50 pence who wins the whole game. Honestly, every time I played, right, I used to have to buy me mate his breakfast. He was my boss at the time. I used to buy his breakfast. And the joke was I should just have a standing order every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. Just have to buy his breakfast because he always beat me. Back in the day when a breakfast was like £2. What's golf like over there? Jimmy, do they play golf in Thailand? I'm trying to think of any good Asian golfers. You know, like, are they Asian? You know, like, there's a few Chinese and players from Hong Kong, China. It's one of them games, you know, until Tiger Woods came along, there wasn't really a good black golfer, you know. We've only got a couple now, come to think of it. I think sure they have their own tour over there, like in Asia. Nomar Tipton the Open, Colin Morikawa. I think he's think he is American, but obviously, he's from, I think he's Hong Kong or Chinese descent, you know what I mean? But I think he's classed as American. Played off 7. Well, my official handicap, I've had a few, because if I was to join a new club now, I would have to play 3 rounds. I would have to get a member to sign me scorecard to prove I wasn't cheating. But I reckon I could play off. I could play off 18 now. I'd have a chance of winning something off 18. But I did get down to 12 at one point, which is all right, decent. 7's really good. Like, if you're playing off 7, you're having fun. You know what I mean? No, 18 and 18 handicapper is bang in the middle. You know, highest handicap's like, well, you would say 36, but not many clubs go to 36. Probably 28. I always used to treat every hole like a par 5. You know, if you got a 5 on every hole, that means the worst you've got is a double bogey on the par 3s. But you only have to make a few pars, and if you get a 5 on every hole, you've gone round at 90, which is like an 18 handicap. That's where I used to play do. Crazy game though, because you've got your driver in the bag, yeah, and you're going to whack hell out with that driver, right, on the tee. You've got 400 yards in front of you. You're going to belt this driver, and you want the ball to go 300 yards. But that drive is exactly the same as that 12-inch putt that you've got for a par. So you've got a shot like that is just as important as that, more important than that shot that you're whacking hell out of. Drive for sure, putt for dough. That's what they say. So mate Sean back, is he? Snooker's another one I've tried that one, Stevie. It's one of them games, I used to play better when I'd had a few pints. If I had a few pints in me, I used to get my eye in. Same as darts as well. What are we on about here? Keep missing the chat here. Yeah, he is. Tiger Woods has got a bit of he has got a bit of whatever it is in him, hasn't he? Like Hawaii or whatever. Anyone who hasn't seen, everyone's heard of Tiger Woods, yeah. Probably at one point, probably the most famous sportsman in the world, yeah. Most recognised sportsman in the world, Tiger Woods, yeah. But what a story he's got, man. What a story. And there's documentaries out there. There's one on Netflix. Anyone can go and watch it on Netflix, the Tiger Woods story. It's in 2 parts. And what a life story, mate, honest. Like, anyone who says they knew what he was up to when he's flying around the world, I mean, he had a woman in every port. Seriously, he was a sex addict, wasn't he? Self-confessed sex addict. Pick up the nutter. See you there, nutter. Self-confessed sex addict. There was nothing wrong with that. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, yeah. But apart from when you've got a wife and kids and you're away from home 50 weeks of the year, yeah, then you've got a problem. But it all come out in the wash, and this documentary, man, it lifts the lid on everything, man. Interviews all the women that he had all over the world, where, you know, basically he was leading about 10 different lives, as well as trying to be the world's best golfer. And it all come to a head, didn't it? In a big way, like, it all fell apart. Started off with that, where he smashed that car into a tree on his outside his house in the hills, wherever it was he lived. Some gated community, you know, and the reports are coming out that he got injured in this crash. And then when it all come out, that was the start of it all. His wife had found out about one of his affairs, and then they all came out the woodwork, didn't they? Then there's them pictures of him when he got arrested. He got arrested in his car, I think, at the side of the road. And he was off his nuts, didn't know where he was or anything, absolutely off his face on prescription drugs and that. Still come back from it all though, won another major. Come back and won the, what was it? Did he win the Masters again? Or the US Open, one of them a few years back. Don't think he'll win another competition like. The only person I think that was pleased about his downfall was probably Jack Nicklaus, because he was about to beat Jack Nicklaus's all-time record of major wins. He won't do it now. So Jack Nicklaus can breathe a sigh of relief, because his record, I don't think his record's going to get beat. However many majors it is he's got. Nobody's going to catch that. I think Rory McIlroy has got a chance at the Open as well. He hasn't won a major for 9 years, I think it is. It's hard to believe. Man's worth £150 million. Eldrick, yeah. Well, his dad was the one behind the golf. His dad had him. There's some great footage of him playing golf when he was about 2 or 3, and he's hitting the ball like a bloody grown man. No, and his dad just drilled it into him, and he had no life basically when he was growing up. Didn't have many friends. But this documentary, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Like, worth a watch, even if you don't like golf. It's just a good story. There's Kira back there on a break. You on a break, I think? Well, I'm going to get in the house, put my phone on charge. I'll stay on because Louise isn't until 9. I've done a few chores today. Sorry, till 4. I'll just stick my camera off for a bit, yeah? darts is another one like Kira. Fuck me. I remember back in the day with the darts, you know, used to be like the referees and that, you know, in the competitions used to say order, order. While the darts players were throwing, you had to like keep quiet, you know what I mean? Even though it is a pub game. They used to ask for order, you know what I mean? Now they're playing in fucking arenas with like 10,000 people chanting and that while they're trying to play darts. And they still got better and better. I don't think we'll ever see that at the snooker, like. I think snooker's, you're still going to have to be quiet when they're playing snooker. His name, like when he's in the middle of a 147. Yeah, I think we've got about 20 balls there, you know, to be honest. Bit of exercise, bit of banter. Oh, where's me? She's gotta go. She's gotta go. No respect, brother, no respect. Let's have a look who's on centre court now. I wonder why we're crap at tennis, like. Is it all down to money? Is it all down to how much money goes into it? It was a good documentary as well, because I like the documentaries. It was a good one. Well, I watched, it was last year or something. It was about the build-up to the London Olympics. And how much money got put into it. Not just, so the London Olympics were what, 2012 was it? If I'm not wrong. Could be wrong. But they were building up to that years and years, you know, before it. And it was the Olympic Committee that put that much money into English sport just so we could have like some champions, just so we could have a good Olympics, you know, in London. And it all paid off. It all paid off because I think it's the best Olympics we've ever had, isn't it? You think about it, that Saturday when Mo Farah won 2 golds. There was a name for it, wasn't it? Super Saturday or something. Who have we got on centre court now? Medvedev. I remember that name. Blackpool, Blacktooth, bicarb, smoking Benny comes in. I think he'd be lost if he coming over here then. Is that his new nickname now? Bicarb Benny. Is he still about anyway? He comes and goes, that fella. He's a proper beg. Have you been out beach with him like that, you know? Yeah, what about that was funny that. Eddie, that was funny, man. What's the chances of Flavours' surgeon being called Dr. Sanker? Fuck me. I thought, fucking hell. I thought Dr. Dongalonga's going to be his understudy. Or his anaesthetist, Dr. Dongalonga. In it. Yeah, man. Flavours doing a live last night from his hospital bed. I liked it when the nurse went to him. The nurse goes, he goes, oh, what about going on with his Wi-Fi? Like, she goes, oh, it's not very good, the Wi-Fi here. He's like, do you need any pain relief? He's like, go on then, yeah. Your throat's killing me. You just had your tonsils out, man. He was swearing on clips like, man, that it was Dr. Sanker. If I'd have seen that name, I wouldn't have just said, nah, I'll swear that, like, just leave your tonsils in, doctor, you know, right? So I'll put up with the pain. Is he out of Aussie? Is there, like, I think he is, isn't he? Only that, like. Eddie, you know Dr. Sanker is done, yeah? Must be someone Scottish. Oh, he already told him. Before that Sanker was out a few days before he was in hospital, or did he already know? Yeah, man. The man is it? Quite witty though, like witty. Better save Louise a Stella, like she likes a freezer cold Stella after work, you know what I mean? It's not my favourite tipple, like, I'll be honest. I get away with it, like, when it's freezing cold, but it's not gonna kill me. That's all Flavours needs to wear. Dr. Sanker once went in to like take someone's tonsils out and they end up coming out with like no balls or something.
Challenge like in the sport, and I hope that's not like a lovely sentiment. And the last thing is, if you touched already, having this last year, being back here, spoken about how this place. It was amazing because I honestly didn't know how much reception I would get, and it was just unbelievable, guys.
I've lost count of who you are now, Eddie, on this YouTube. Like, it's rare that you see Eddie here now. He's under all his aliases.
So,
Kicking off everywhere.
Daniel Medvedev. Great interview there with Rishi Passat. Daniel Medvedev is a real character. USA.
It's all banter, man. It's all banter.
Reached around 16 in 2021. He lost at that stage to her catch. But yeah, 2021 was the year he won the US Open, and he really opened up then to
Look at it, send a court there, you know. I remember seeing somewhere how much that roof cost, you know, the retractable roof. Fuck me, I mean, some of the stadiums have got that on now, haven't they? Millions and millions. Some place Wimbledon, like when you look at it from above. When you think about it, you know, on the tour, on the tennis tour, there's only over in England where they play on grass, isn't it? The rest is clay, isn't it? They reckon it's totally different to play it on clay. Tichy, I know Tichy, Eddie. I know of him, and the only bits that I've seen lately is what Northern King's been putting up. Is Uncle K back, like? Is Uncle K been back on Expos, has he? Like, has he been on a panel or just in the chats or what? This Tichy, I know Tichy, like, he's fucking funny. Proper road man, isn't he? Proper fucking road man. Well, the Northern King, you know, because I think Tichy does most of his stuff on Instagram now. I know the Northern King's on Instagram, and I think Northern King's struck up a deal with him or something. Struck up a deal with Tichy to have the rights to play his stuff on YouTube, you know, clipping. It only lasted a few days. Northern King put a video up and I think he must have been taking the piss out of Tichy or something, and then he's fell out with him now. Not that the Northern King's bothered, like. What gets me is Tichy's always got my headlamp, shit. No one else tells us, you know. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see if we can sort it out. I wonder why I haven't been a headlamp for ages, you know. Fucking hate headlamps. Yeah, man. That's still a headlamp there. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm not sure how to get rid of that now, you know. Used to work when you just turned your camera on and off, you know. Tell you what gets me, what pisses me off in the tennis, you know. You know, the ones that scream, you know, after every shot, like groaning after every shot. There's no need for that. Bad enough like watching it on the telly, imagine playing against him, some big bulky woman. Eddie, or anyone in the chat see the Savannah Marshall fight on Saturday night? Fucking hell. Who was that weirdo she was fighting? That was not a woman. She was not female. She looked like she looked like the little black leprechaun, man. I said, mate, me and Lou watched it, and I said, if she doesn't win this, Savannah Marshall, after 10 rounds there, from what I've seen, and I'm no expert, but that woman had no style, the black woman. How she got 4 belts, I don't know. She was just like a brawler, wasn't she? I mean, Savannah Marshall's got a funny boxing style as well, hasn't she? She's like, I don't know. But she picked her off for 10 rounds and couldn't believe one of the judges had it like level. There's another judge had it 7. Marshall winning by 7 rounds. It's fucking criminal. I was just saying before, you know, Slim, I asked before, right at the start of this live, I said, I know Ashley's about. Just before I fired this live up, I seen him in Julian's. He was on Julian's panel and he was arguing with some woman that sounded like Paula Benny, but the woman was on. Her husband was chirping away in the background, having a pop at Ashley. But I did say, what's everyone's opinions on him? Because I wouldn't be surprised if he'd have popped up in this chat, because I know he was sub to us before, and he's been on the panel before. And I didn't know what people's reactions to him would be. Because I mean, myself, I don't really get involved, you know. But, I mean, if everyone hates him, I'm not gonna give him any time, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's come back. He's come back and got straight back into it, like, hasn't he? I don't know if he's still on any sort of license or anything. I don't know, but he just when he went back in, he done another 8 or 9 months. I think he's been gone, hasn't he? And I don't think. Oh, she want picking up a 5? Yeah, man, I can go and get it. No worries, mate. I told her to ring if she wanted to pick it up, but she hasn't rang. Yeah, that's the next thing, Slim, innit? See how long it takes him to get one of them up. Yeah. Soon as that goes up, that's the thing. That's the annoying thing, though, mate. He'll because he's got a hardcore supporters, hasn't he? I don't think a lot of it. I think a lot of it, you know, isn't because it's him as well. I think a lot of his supporters is because he's against Humble and them. You know, if you're against Humble and all that crowd, and he'll play on the fact. I'll go and get him, mate. I'll get him out to come. They're a strong tennis nation, and tennis is an aspiration. What time? 5 o'clock, yeah? I've got a while, yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of Ashley's support comes from the fact that he's against Humble and that crowd. But I noticed in his last few lives, he's got, you know, 70, 80 people. Well, that's where a lot of his numbers are about at the minute as well, aren't they? Because he's got shit to say, and he's got shit to say. People are gonna, whether he lasts, I don't know. Time will tell. But it doesn't sound like he's going to get much love from this side of the community anyway. It's interesting though. It's interesting. You know, we all ghost. We all do a bit of ghosting, don't we? It's interesting to see though, like people in chats. You know, you go and ghost to chat. You see the names that pop up. Like, what was it I was watching the other day? I was watching somebody's live the other day who doesn't come on very often. A few people popped up from this side of the community. You know, people who come in hours. Just thinking, fucking hell. I'll tell you what was funny, Eddie and Slim. I don't know if you noticed, right? But on Saturday night on the BKFC, I think there was about 5,000 people watching it, yeah. So 5,000 people could make a comment, and it was going quite fast, the chat. Obviously, loads of names that we didn't recognise. But within about 2 minutes, Thingy had a few shout-outs. Danny Leeds is a grass. This is a chat with 5,000 people in it. And Danny Leeds is getting like 3 mentions, man, in 2 minutes. So, Eddie, I think you've been in a few, you know, on the Sky Sports ones. You know, on the boxing on a Saturday night Sky Sports. When you watch it on YouTube and they have the live chat, I've seen like you and Mencho. Anyone who was asking about the wall situation, yeah, there's me wall there, look. There's me other wall. See, there's still bits here, look. This has had about 3 coats. See bits where you can't see from close, but then we did that wall as well. Fucking never again, let me tell you. Shut up, Eddie. White's the kiddie, mate, let me tell you. I was going to draw some, get some stencils or something, you know, draw some palm trees on there, or I might draw a big Eddie Hearn picture on there in the middle. Mono blocking, fucking hell, what's that, Eddie? So you just made that up or something? What's the beef anyway, Eddie? What's the current situation in the Eddie Hearn camp? What you doing with yourself, mate? You're not grafting, or you're just being a nickel dosser like your hero film boy, or what? Are you still botting the wizard? As Flavors would say. Botting the wizard. Funny that, like the fucking wizard. Oh, block paving, is that what you call it? We call that block paving in England, mate. Hey, that's heavy work, that, son. It's heavy work. Bet you slept well at the weekend, lad. Eddie, what's happened to your mates, Lindsay Kilpatrick and them? Where have all them gone? I haven't seen Lindsay Kilpatrick for time. Gone. That block paving is smart, like that proper make your property, that, you know what I mean? I know someone who made an absolute fortune out of that block paving. He only did it for a few years, but he made enough to buy a house. He got a big, brand new, he had a couple of them trucks, them Navarro trucks. Got a couple of them out of it. A big house. Did it for about 3 years, but he's constantly busy, you know what I mean? I mean, you're talking a few grand down here for an average size driveway. We're doing like 2 or 3 of them a week. So had a couple of lackeys helping him. What's my mate Fax? No love lost there. Yeah, Fax. Gone though. Totally gone, man. I mean, yeah, and I bet you so. Say a man's charging $3,000 or whatever to do somebody's path, yeah, or drive. Probably a couple of days graft. I don't know how much for the actual bricks and whatever, but I bet they're making a few bags, like a few grand out of that three. I bet they're making out of $3,000, there'll be $2,000 profit. You're up there like 5, 6, 7, 8 grand. It's one of them visual things, though, isn't it? Where it just look dead smart, you know what I mean? See, even a fence, Eddie. Even a decent fence, a nice garden. It's the first thing you see, isn't it, when you go to somebody's house? Is the front of the house, the garden, and the drive. First impressions and all that. Who have you been tormenting today, Eddie? Who's live? Who's on your radar? Sorry about that rattling there, guys. A bit of rattling going on there. Yeah, definitely need a new. Oops. Definitely need a new phone holder for the car line. It's on my Christmas list. If if I can get this one up without I'm knocking myself off. Just can't be doing with headlamps. I know, that's it. Get that off, man. Louise come on there and said straight away, headlamp alert in it. What are you doing with them, mate? Slim, can you believe all these thousands of people on YouTube, yeah? All these thousands of people on YouTube. I've done 2 videos about it and still nobody's come up with the answer of what's going on. No, maybe it's just calling for another video, like with a bit more of a stronger message, you know. Boycott you if you don't get rid of these headlamps. Yes, Steve McGeary, pick up yourself, Steve. What's happening, mate? Where have you been? Haven't seen you for a while, man. Been out causing bother, like, or what? Monica Seles. Wasn't she the one that got stabbed? She gets stabbed at the French Open or something. You know, when that psychopath ran on the court and give her a few digs. Slim or anyone else, did you see Jim's community post that put out yesterday or the day before? Anybody see it? Where he said he'd had enough of YouTube and that, so he wasn't going to be commenting or anything. If you're watching, Jim, mate, I hope you're still watching us, fella. You know, we're the good side. I've worked hard to keep the wrong ones out of chats and stuff, you know, and he knows I don't support them wrong ones, like. Don't know, when did you paint your shed anyway? It's all the spellings right and everything. You can't have painted that, like. Did you use a stencil for that Good Morning Nutter as well? Must have done. Because you've got it perfect, haven't you? I bet you've done it about 10 times. Andy W, big up yourself, Andy W there. Still good to venture to your neck of the woods, Andy, so that golf course you've got, mate, that's one of my favourites. I was a member there. It was a lot more recent than I thought as well, because I've still got the disc on my golf bag from when I was a member. 2002, I think it was, 20 years ago. It was a pretty newish course then, so I bet it's like, I'd imagine all the trees and that now, 20 years later. Because you could just see it was like in its early days, you know. I think Colin Montgomery opened that golf course as well. So I knew it was going to be a good one. A lot of water on it as well. Was it the second or the third hole? What do you call that? was me, Kira. It was a headlamp alert. If you ever see me a headlamp, or if I've got people on the panel, right, you've got to give us a heads up, like, because we can't be doing with headlamps. Apparently, I was a headlamp when I turned my camera off. Still don't know why, like. There are all these experts on YouTube, and still nobody's got the bottom of it. That's apparently so, Slim. That's what they reckon. Yeah, there was this woman on Julian's before. She was arguing like fuck with him. I think he was trying to say she was Paula Benny. And the woman's husband was in the background chirping in. Fucking hell. Oh, was that where it was, mate? Was it? Yeah, man. You do get asked that question. You get asked that question a lot, you know, like, how did you get into YouTube and that? And it all seems to be the same, like, in this community. You know, it was interesting to see, because I don't watch James English anymore, but it was his live with Darren G. And then on to Sean Atwood with the Wild Man and all that stuff. A lot of people got into YouTube, this side of it, through them. I noticed the other day Andrew Tate, he was interviewing Andrew Tate, wasn't he? On his podcast, James English. Something like 1.5 million views. And I remember when I was watching James English, he wasn't that big, you know. He was getting people on like Darren G and, you know, just scraping the barrel a little bit. He was in his early days, wasn't he? Where, you know, I think he's probably at his height then. He's getting a couple 100,000 views or something on his lives, on his podcast. Sorry, he's done a few of the Scottish gangsters, but he wasn't in the million bracket like Sean Atwood. I don't know how many subs James English has got now, but apparently that's the second time he's done. Apparently that's the second time he's interviewed Andrew Tate. But he's another one, Andrew Tate. Does everyone know that he was on Big Brother at one point? Is anyone aware of that? Yes, the king. You still got your spanner, king? Still got your spanner, brother? Showing up, I'm not sure on my phone, I can't tell. Should have, mate. We have, mate. You've missed it, bro. Missed it. Plus, also, you missed... Oh, good man. Plus, also, you missed some... we were talking clouds. There was a few cloud shots. Slim Reaper and Stevie were filling us in with what type of clouds there were, you know. Cumulus. We had a few cumulus and a few nimbostratus. Or nimbulus, or whatever it is. Kira, a headlamp. You know what a headlamp is? Come on. I'm not sure who started the headlamp off, or who coined the phrase headlamp. But it's when, you know, somebody's on a panel and the avatar's not showing, it's just a white circle. That's a headlamp. Now, us over here, we don't like them. We don't like headlamps over here. Like, we've got a bit of a get on our tits. But apparently, when I turn my camera off like this, so when I'm going to turn my camera off, right? Anyone in the chat tell me if that's my avatar or is that just a really annoying white pulsating headlamp? See, I'm looking at it now, and it's my avatar, the moon avatar. Slim, if it's the Northern King still here, King, I bet you were fuming the other day. I bet the Northern King was fuming the other day. Yep, it's a headlamp. King, I bet you were fuming the other day when I put that bed at you fight up. I wasn't. You know me, mate. I don't clickbait anybody. Yeah? I mean, I don't. What's it called? Is it clickbait? I don't use people's names and that on my lives. You know, like I wouldn't put somebody's name in a title of a live just to get people to look. But I did break the mold the other day, and I put the Ben Atcher fight up. Yeah, beat you to it, mate. 9.7 thousand views it's on. I didn't make any money out of it though, mate, because it was copyrighted. It let me put it up, but I didn't make no money out of it. I wouldn't have made that much anyway. Probably about 50 pence. But I was thinking when I put it up, I seen how many views it was getting. I was like, fuck me. And then I thought, oh, no, the King's going to fucking kill us. Yeah, but did you see when I put though, King? Did you see did you see what the title was for about 2 hours? Ben Hatchett versus Robbie Burns. I put fucking Robbie Burns, didn't I? Instead of Robbie Brown. Still loads of people watched it. Fucking Robbie Burns. I bet all the Scottish were watching it. Nobody even said either. There was only 2 people that said. One of them was Smithers. He sent me a text saying, fly, it's fucking Robbie. It's Robbie Brown, not fucking Robbie Burns. It's like, fuck's sake. Robbie Burns is a fucking famous Scottish poet or something, wasn't he? Quality that, like, fucking Robbie Burns, man. Fuck's sake. What's happening here? Has Kira got the headlamp shit yet, or what? Has it sunk in yet, Kira, or what? I'm sure Robbie Burns is a folklore in the Scottish folklore. Yeah, what's mad about that video though? That's the biggest video I've ever had on my channel. The last one before that was one I did about Pablo. I think it was about my 3rd or 4th ever video. It's still up. 1.1 thousand views because it had Pablo's name in it. But that 9.7 thousand and all the comments, still getting comments through every day. Most of them ripping the piss like out of Hatchet. Where did you drop the penny from? The top of the Eiffel, top of the Empire State Building. You got to be patient with Kira, like the patience of a saint. Yeah, whenever you're in a chat, Kira, and there's a few people on the panel, if there's a headlamp there, get them told, man. Are people still? Still there? I just had a phone call there. I know last time I had a phone call during when I was live, it knocked the sound off. I don't know if you can still hear it. Can you still hear us? Yeah. Right. Just for you, Kira. You're off, Andy. Respect, mate. Have a good one. I bet you're not even a headlamp now. You watch. Yeah, I had a phone call there. Did it go off? What's that avatar you've got as well, Kira? I can't see that. Just looks bright with looks like some sort of swimming pool or something. Yeah, boy. Pick up the Dock 77. Respect. Hope you're good, mermaid. King, what's going on with Titchy, your mate Titchy? Are you winding him up or what? Titchy's not happy with you, mate. He's going to come looking for you. He's going to get the boys. They're going to come round and slap you over the face with wet fish. Can't be disrespecting Titchy. There's a lot of interest in Titchy, though, isn't there? I've seen you live, that your premiere you put up the other day. You know, mate, there was about 70 people in there. So what's happening, like, King? Am I right in when I'm saying this, that... Well, did you strike up some sort of deal with him where he was letting you be his voice on YouTube or something? Or have I got that totally wrong? That's what I was getting. You were sort of mates with him, weren't you, at one point? Was the 130? Fucking hell. It's about time we jumped on a panel anyway. My next live, King, are we going to jump on for a bit of banter or what? Need a bit of a catch up, man. Need to get some panels popping off. Yeah, man. I'll get Bright on when you're on, King. You can talk to Bright. You do. Anyway, Emily's back in the house. Did you have a good day at Flamingo Land, Emily, the other day? I'm sure. Didn't you? I think you were there. Was it? It was Aldi's day off, wasn't it? I think he has a Thursday off now. I'm sure it was the day he was off. But I think he was still went to see the sea lions and that, didn't you? on all the rides and all that, yeah? You have to, when you go there. Especially when you go with your daughter and she's calling you a pussy because you won't go on there on the roller coaster. Remember that one, King? Remember that one before when I've been talking for about 20 minutes on that live? I had myself on mute. I think you were there. You're still watching, man.
Celebrating 25 years of great prices on new cars. Get free seat information about the cloudy tomorrow with highs up to around 20. Still throughout the capital based on heavy shear. And it's just like, oh, I've got your Wednesday, so I'm loving with you right now, and I've got the last thing to just add a few more with it to the diary. Can I switch?
What were they the other day? It was one. Nimbus, Steve. Hi guys, it has been a pleasure. Big shout out to the 5 there who've been hanging on. Just pick the daughter up there, that's why I'm a bit quiet there. Respect to everyone who's been in the chat. Hope you enjoyed yourselves and catch us all in a bit.